Have you ever paid for a blog tour, or has Bethany House ever given you a blog tour? Or do you line up get blog posts? Or
Well, with my very first book, because it was my debut novel, yes, they did. They scheduled a blog tour. I think it was with TLC Tours. And but after that, it's kind of my responsibility to organize that. Although if I asked them, they would help me coordinate it. I have not done one since then, a blog tour. I'll admit I'm not a big blogger. But there are some great companies out there that they will do the blog tour. They will boost reviews of your book. They will actually even help with your launch team. They'll be your launch team captain. They'll coordinate your launch team. And I've seen 2 or 3, and I know the people actually in the groups, because they were on my launch team once, and they're just great people, and they're bloggers, and they just love books. They love shouting out about books. So that's definitely a plus. I don't know what the cost is, but I think, the big thing to remember too, and it's the same with giving out copies. If you're self-published or a small publisher, you might have to invest a little bit of money to, offer free books, but it's an investment in your career, and it'll come back to you tenfold. Once you establish a group, and it will build as you go, because the more these readers who spread the word of your books out there, the more readers you'll have. And every year for me, it has grown. It has grown more and more and more. So I feel like it's a good thing to do.
So I know that you have your influencers and your street team, and they post reviews. And then you can also hire a blog tour company, and the people who guess where you're a guest, they will post reviews. But how else can an author gain reviews? How can you spread the word to actually convince readers to give reviews online after they've read your book, especially for a newer author or a self-published author who might not have as much support? What are other ways authors can get reviews? Because reviews are so important.
They are important. And it's just not easy. I'll tell you that, because, we don't like to go out there and say, oh, you better review my book, even though it is super important that they do, because let's just talk about that for a moment. Let's say you are, you're an author, and you are, your book is on Amazon, let's say, and, you need a certain amount of reviews with Amazon before they'll start recommending your book to other people looking at books.
Right. They'll boost it up. You need a certain amount, and then Amazon will boost it up.
Kick in. Yeah, it's all a computerized thing. So I think it's 50. And then, there's 100 is the next break. So what you'd like to do is you would like to get at least 50 reviews on your book, because then it will have a presence online that you really don't have to do anything with that. The algorithms at Amazon or maybe Barnes & Noble or whatever, they'll go on and they'll help to promote your book with you. And it is kind of difficult to do it, and do it in a kind way that, gosh, I'd really appreciate a review. I guess that's the big thing you can do. Probably, and I don't know, I would imagine, for example, like with Kindle, they always ask you at the end of the book, do you want to review this book? So I would say that's a good thing. They probably want more people to review books than those that buy the paperback, because a lot of people just aren't on the computer a lot and that sort of thing. What I would suggest is, and I've told this to a few pre-published authors, is depending on what you write, whether you write historical, time slip, whatever type of novel, that's when time slip is present and you're writing simultaneously present and historical, is to start a Facebook group and find other people that like to read those books. Find other people that like to, say, read World War I historical fiction, because that's what you write, and gather a group and make it fun and put a newsletter out. You can start this way before you even publish. And as you go and as you try to promote people to sign up for your newsletter or your Facebook group, you will be basically enlisting future readers. And you can start there with that. And there are other, there are social media groups like on Facebook, groups that are a collective of writers, readers, bloggers join those groups and just ask, gosh, I would really appreciate it if somebody could review my book. It would help if you can offer them a book or offer them something to do it. And, just kind of build it that way. Because if you write a good book, it's going to happen. You're going to get more and more reviews. But the more you're out there with it, the more you're soliciting reviews, or you're creating interest in that type of book. And I think the more, you're going to build momentum there and get the reviews you need. I know with my Facebook group, that is on my wish list. I will ask them, I give them the option to at least post 3 reviews. And if they want to do more, that's great, because I am shooting to get that number of reviews going so that, that algorithm will help me continue to promote my novel.